Now to immigration in Kern County. In recent days, reports of a surge in raids of undocumented residents have been circulating on social media. 17's Jenny Hutt joins us now live in studio with the details. Jenny?
Bakersfield Police tells us they were notified by the Department of Homeland Security and Border Patrol that they would be conducting operations in Kern County this week.
What we're hearing is that CBP pulling cars over and profiling folks. They're reported being seen at like the most transient site for farm workers.
CBP is Customs and Border Protection. Sightings of Border Patrol activities is being reported all over Kern County, from Maricopa to the downtown Gap bus station, even door to door and on freeways. But this Chevron off 7 Standard and Merle Haggard saw arrests firsthand.
President-elect Trump's incoming border czar Tom Homan tells us mass deportation will include workplace roundups.
Are we talking around Inauguration Day, even on Inauguration Day?
I'm not going to forecast what we're doing and where we're doing it, but you can count on worksite enforcement coming back.
Will mass deportation hurt the economy?
I think mass deportation and results of mass deportation are more important to this country than anything. We're going to protect the national security of this country.
Will there be collateral arrests?
Yes. It's not okay to be in this country illegally.
He's also promising to close Panama's Darien Gap, which migrants cross on the way to the U.S.
We want to shut the Darien Gap down.
Would you work with the Panamanian government? Would you send the U.S. military to shut it down?
We're always going to work with the foreign government, but it needs to happen. We're going to save thousands of lives.
At a shelter in Tijuana, Mexico, we found worried migrants struggling to schedule initial asylum screenings on the Biden administration's phone app, an app that Homan now wants to eliminate.
Creating programs to allow thousands of people in this country a week that we don't properly vet and that we know don't qualify is not the answer.
Homan's also working on creating a hotline where Americans can report undocumented immigrants who've committed a crime.
Wow, we are so close. So close, guys. We're counting the days, the hours, the minutes, but we're almost there. With that in mind, I wanted to bring this to your attention. Please meet again the migrant shelter queen, Isabel. If you don't remember, she's the mother of the Migrant CEO. Both are Venezuelan migrants. Furthermore, back when Isabel was threatening to pew-pew her own daughter in a taxpayer-funded hotel room, she told us she couldn't work because she wasn't feeling too good. Let's watch.
About this. So then the mom says, my mom knows that I have health problems right now. In fact, right now I have 5 boyfriends, so that they can give me money. From there, that's where I send my mother money from the money that my boyfriends give me. If I was working, I would give my mom weekly, but I don't because I'm not working. I'm not working not because I'm lazy, because I have a small son that I have to take care of, but it's because I have health issues right now. Okay? How do I tell my body not to hurt if I have pain in my breasts and they did an exam and the doctors didn't like what they found? How do I say pain, don't come? How do I tell my back not to hurt me? I've been having these health issues since I was in Colombia. I thought it was my kidneys, but it turns out that I have like a deviated or twisted bone. She's saying, I need the doctors here to fix me up.
So she has a deviated bone and whatnot. Wow. But her videos are showing something else. So what in the world is that? What is that? What is going on, guys? Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, no. How did we get here? How did we get here? This can't be. You know what? I'm sensing some type of fraud here. I'm not sure which one it would be just yet, but I'm getting close to it. And that's why I needed to do this video. But first, we do have a lot of ground to cover. It is time for the donkey of the week. And as you guys know, California is falling apart. Now, Jesse Waters did a really good report on this, and here's the summary.
Oh, We had a whole house. Now we have nothing.
That was our chimney where Santa comes and now it's gone.
Everything that we built here to just be gone.
Everyone has lost everything here.
I have to start all over again. I can't.
We have fire up Hastings Ranch, multiple structures involved.
Having the family is the most important thing.
A nightmare that no one can wake up from. That's what they're saying in LA. At least 11 people are dead and even more missing. A chunk of land the size of San Francisco has been destroyed. Some of the most beautiful land in the world. Parts of Pacific Palisades look like Hiroshima after the atomic bomb. Entire communities decimated. On the streets, it's turning into the wild, wild west. Looters on scooters ransacking homes. Thieves are dashing through rubble and ash with flat screens. Some of them disguised as fire officials and utility workers. The looting is so out of hand that some residents are scared to leave their burned out homes. The governor, Newsom, says looting will not be tolerated. These communities have suffered enough. Well, unless they loot less than $950, then Gavin doesn't mind. One of the Winklevoss twins called out Newsom saying this, quote, "You and your party have been tolerating looting for years. You normalize this behavior and lawlessness. You are a disgrace. Resign now." All these fires should have been contained within 24 hours. It's the duty of a politician to prepare for the worst. And everyone saw this fire coming.
I talked to a fireman once. This is one of the reasons it freaked me out. He goes, dude, one day, he goes, it's just going to be the right wind and fire's going to start in the right place and it's going to burn through LA all the way to the ocean. And there's not a fucking thing we can do about it. I go, really? He goes, yeah, we just get lucky. He goes, we get lucky with the wind. He goes, but if the wind hits the wrong way, it's just going to burn straight through LA and there's not going to be a thing we can do about it.
So how well was California prepared? Last week, the reservoir in Pacific Palisades was completely empty. There was no water. It could have been filled with 117 million gallons of water. Instead, it was dry and closed for repairs. They closed the Pacific Palisades reservoir during the season when the Santa Ana winds blow the hardest. And LA's water czar knew it. She basically watched them drain it. That's according to the Daily Mail. Janice Quiones gets paid $750,000 a year. Wonder how she got that job. Gavin Newsom also cut the fire budget by $100 million last year and then vetoed a bill that would have given fire department more seasonal workers when they were short-staffed, like now. LA Mayor Karen cut her fire department's budget too. LA couldn't even get a simple evacuation alert right. Last night, the whole county panicked.
We're just mapping out here are under mandatory evacuations. And obviously you can hear all of our phones are going off some type of alert. Alerts come, based on where you are.
It's like on my phone.
Yeah. And here we are in West LA and we're getting an alert. We'll have to look into why.
Guess what? False alarm. No need to evacuate. The city said, sorry, it was an accident. They're going to give people heart attacks. People are leaping into their EVs and speeding out of town. Oops. Never mind. Nothing, nothing has gone right.
Did the city of Los Angeles fail you and your department and our city?
It's my job to stand up as a chief and exactly say, justifiably, what the fire department needs to operate to meet the demands of the community.
Did they fail you?
That is our job. And I tell you, that's why I'm here. So let's get us what we need so our firefighters can do their jobs.
Did they fail you?
Yes.
Over the last 3 years, been clear that the fire department needs help. We can no longer sustain where we are.
But for some reason, and I think we know why, the mayor and the governor are still getting a pass for most of the legacy press. Listen to a governor who's grappled with his share of disasters.
If Newsom was a Republican, you guys would you would have him nailed to the wall for what they're doing over there. When we had the Surfside Tower collapse, I had people from the Washington Post trying to blame me for it immediately without having any facts. That mayor of LA, if that were a Republican mayor, I could only imagine what that would do. The fires are at high risk and you try to go to Africa?
But Gavin Newsom says none of this is my fault. The real battle we need to wage here is against the people blaming me.
We've got to deal with this misinformation. There were hurricane force winds of mis and disinformation, lies. People want to divide this country, and we're going to have to address that as well. And it breaks my heart as people are suffering and struggling that we're up against those hurricane forces as well. And that's just a point of personal privilege that I share that with you because it infects real people that are out there, people I meet every single day, people the mayor's been meeting with, and they're having conversations that are not the typical conversations you'd have at this time. And you wonder where this stuff comes from. And it's very damaging as well.
What else can we say? This is so sad. Gavin Newsom strikes again, and now he's the victim. Oh, he's playing the victim card. Of course, everything is misinformation. We're all lying. The whole thing is a lie, as usual. Gavin Newsom, please step forward. You're without a doubt the donkey of the week.
Donkey!
No, yeah, he makes me sick. He really does. Anyway, also, did you guys watch what happened in Venezuela recently?
Nicolas Maduro was sworn in as the Venezuelan president this morning for the third time in what will be another 6-year term. Maduro was part of a contentious election in which results published by the opposition party showed leader Edmundo González Urrutia, who won by a large margin. Urrutia is currently in Spain after a Venezuelan federal judge issued an arrest warrant. Protests erupted in Venezuela and across the world yesterday in response to Maduro's impending third term. Opposition leader Maria Corina Machado says she was briefly arrested during an anti-Maduro protest in Caracas yesterday. Troops allegedly shot at motorcycles that were transporting Machado.
This is important to the United States because it goes hand in hand with the migrant crisis. Let me make this a long story short. So the communist, Venezuela's number 1 and number 2, Maduro and Cabello, cheated in the 2024 presidential elections. The president-elect Edmundo and the vice president-elect Machado both have plenty of proof of this election fraud. They've provided such evidence to the international community. If you wanted to see what a true asylum candidate would look like, these are the ones. The president-elect Edmundo had to flee Venezuela because Maduro was making threats against him. And the vice president-elect Machado has been hiding due to Maduro's constant threats. Now, she's made a couple of appearances, including a recent one where she was captured by these thugs and President Trump got involved. He sent a statement via Truth Social where he demanded that the vice president-elect be left alone, and she was released. They fear President Trump because they know he will take action if he needs to. But what did Joe Biden do? He extended the temporary protection status for Salvadorians and Venezuelans for another 18 months. So go figure. And do you know who has TPS? This one over here. Yeah, she's a great content creator, isn't she? She is under TPS, so that means that Joe Biden has allowed the devil's daughter to stay here for another 18 months. And many others just like her who continue to create content that is destroying this country. So that means we have an additional 18 months worth of this type of content. The hell I care about the content. I don't want it. Just get them out already. That's why I call upon President Trump and his administration to undo Joe Biden's ridiculous executive order and get rid of the TPS once and for all. But back to Venezuela's number 1, Maduro, and number 2, Cabello. These two are wanted men by the United States because they're drug lords. You know, they remind me of Pablo Escobar, you know, the infamous, perhaps the most infamous drug lord in history. You see, Pablo Escobar wanted to be president of Colombia, but he never got the chance to get it done. Imagine that. That's their wish, to be a drug lord and have presidential powers. A dream come true. But that never happened. But these two have done it. They are massive drug lords with presidential power. They've taken over the government in Venezuela. All entities, all government entities in Venezuela are under their control. They continue to send drugs to America, on top of many criminals and freeloaders. And we're just taking it and doing nothing about it. That's why I have a proposal to the American people. Would you guys be okay for President Trump to send some form of military intervention to Venezuela to capture these two criminals? Now, I don't think it's necessary to send any troops. I mean, let's face it. All of these Venezuelan army men is just for show. They're weak, ineffective. If you remember, the Migrant CEO stated that she was a police in Venezuela. So imagine that. Imagine this being part of the police team in Venezuela. It's a joke. And I understand that we're tired of the stupid wars. We don't want any of them. But as I said, I think there's no need to send troops. Just a few drones, maybe SEAL Team 6, and we'll be able to get these two out of power. Give freedom back to Venezuela. And just picture this for a second. All of those fake asylum-seeking applications would drop almost immediately because the government is no longer looking for them. Yeah, right. You imagine Maduro looking after this? Yeah, right. He's chasing her. Oh my goodness. She's such a threat to Venezuela's democracy. Give me a freaking break. Maduro is after the real opposition leaders who, by the way, are either in Venezuela already or are trying to get back to Venezuela to face him head on. Not like these freeloaders over here that are claiming asylum and they're dancing in the freaking hotel rooms like idiots. But back to my proposal. I know we're tired of wars. I get that. But we have been invaded by this communist government. And they've also sent many drugs that's affected the lives of many Americans. Are we supposed to just take it? Here's what I think we should do. Go ahead and liberate the country and take a good portion of their oil because Venezuela is rich in oil. Let's take a lot of that oil as a payback, not only for freeing Venezuela, but also to get back some of the money these freeloaders have taken from us. I think that's fair. What say you guys? Please let me know in the comment section below. But this has to end. Just think of it, right? President Trump can clean house, sure, for the next 4 years. Imagine if another Dumbo crap takes power in 4 years and these two communists in Venezuela are still in power. They'll do it all over again, maybe even worse. They can send more people over here and we'll be back to square one. We have to end this, guys. And those two are the source. Let's get it straight. We have to do something about this now. I think we should help the real asylum candidates remain safe in their country or help them go back to their country while we get a good payment. And at the same time, we can return the freeloaders back home. Since we're back on the freeloader subject, why don't we return to what I think is another fake asylum seeker, Isabel. What does she have again? Some back pain and a deviated bone? Let me hear that again, please.
And I don't care what people say about me. All of you guys can lick my you-know-what, she's saying. How do I tell my body not to hurt if I have pain in my breasts and they did an exam and the doctors didn't like what they found? How do I say pain, don't come? How do I tell my back not to hurt me? I've been having these health issues since I was in Colombia. I thought it was my kidneys, but it turns out that I have like a deviated or twisted bone, she's saying. I need the doctors here to fix me up.
Right. Well, Isabel also took the time to send me a message, believe it or not. Please watch.
A mí no me interesa ese tipo. A mí me da igual ese tipo. A mí no me interesa. A mí lo que me importa es estar bien con Cristo, nada más lo que me importa a mí. A mí no me importa que ande hablando paja de mí, de mi hija, de mi familia. ¿Ven? A mí lo que me interesa es estar bien con Dios, algo que muchos de ustedes no saben. ¿Me entienden? Eso es lo que me importa a mí. ¿Qué me importa a mí que americano hable paja de mí si todo el mundo habla de todo el mundo? ¿Qué puedo esperar yo? ¿Ven? Que haciendo su contenido porque al hombre le conviene que con eso va a tener bastantes seguidores y bastante vistas. ¿Me entiendes? Pero para lo que me importa a mí esa verga. Que se busque la manera, buscar a Dios también. ¿Ves? Que busque la manera de estar bien con Dios. Me interesa a mí que me reporte, que me lleve para su casa para echar una buena mamá en el trasero. No importa cuál es el peo. Que me lleve para su casa y ya le hago el amor. Eso es todo. Que venga a buscarme para acá. Yo le voy a la dirección donde vivo. Ay, coño. Claro. ¿Qué me importa a mí que ningún hombre esté hablando peste de mí? Más de las que han hablado todo el mundo sin necesidad ninguna. ¿Ah? Eso sí le digo de verdad. El hombre, antes que venga a hablar paja de mí, le voy a dar mi dirección para que me venga a echar tremenda chupada en el ano. ¿Me entiendes? En estas tetas mías. ¿Ven? Yo se lo digo, gente. No sean tan inmaduros. A mí lo que me importa es estar bien con Dios algún día. Más nada. Y tener mi buen récord aquí en este país y vivir para mis presentaciones de vaina de esa, de corte. ¿Qué me interesa a mí la gente que ande hablando mierda de mí? Ni que ese chupabola me da a mí para yo mantener a mis hijos.
What? So, not only does she want me to look for God, but at the same time, she wants to sexually assault me? Can you believe it? Well, Isabel, not only do I think you are a fake asylum seeker, but I've been given some information that you allegedly turned yourself into immigration officials when entering the United States, meaning you crossed the border illegally, which is a federal crime. I also believe that you are committing asylum fraud. And I have some information that clearly shows that you want to return to your country as soon as possible. Now, I won't be able to show you those sources, guys, because that will ruin a lot of other migrant investigations, but I can certainly provide that information to immigration officials. That's why I hereby announce that Isabel, the mother of the migrant CEO, has been reported to USCIS by the Vega Axis channel. And you'll be able to see or read the entire statement on my X account. Oh, and Isabel, don't you worry. We both know that you want to go back to your country as soon as possible, per your own statements. And maybe over there, your back problems could disappear. You'll be less stressed out than you are already here, again, per your own statements. In any event, I'm the Venezuelan migrant shelter queen and the mother of the migrant CEO. Additionally, I believe that Americans are the real freeloaders. Of course, I can say whatever I want because I want to go back to my country as soon as possible. I don't like it here too much, even though I'm receiving tremendous hotel accommodations from the freeloading Americans. Make that make sense. Let's get started. Just in case, if you were wondering, her real name is Isabel Garcia. And good Lord, no comment. Anyway, check this video out of her and her daughter, the Migrant CEO, dancing in the hotel room. What the hell is even that? Ah, look at this nonsense. Now, check out Isabel. Look what she does. Wow. And she can't work, guys. Nope. Unfit to work. Isabel breaking it down. There you go. The beautiful thing is they always give themselves up. Now, we're going to watch two live streams, one from December and the other one from January. So this one is from December, from just a couple of weeks ago. And here Isabel is live streaming, and she has two guys on the live stream, and they seem to be encouraging her to shake it for them. Or at least that's what it seems. And there she goes again. From the taxpayer-funded hotel room. Now, remember, this is the one from December. The one where she insulted Americans and called them freeloaders is the January live stream. But look at her. They're telling her, you're a bad girl, right? And she keeps on dancing. Wow. Isabel, watch out! You might get another deviated bone. Careful there. Indeed, Isabel. We are paying for you and your family. We're sustaining you. So please, careful. Yeah, they're telling her to stick her tongue out. Yeah, stick it out, they're telling her, and she's doing it. Yep. They're laughing at her, and she doesn't care. Isabel, deviated bone! No! Come on, Isabel. Wow. Oh, and she continues. It doesn't end there. What do you guys think? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, on this part of the live stream, she is conversing with two other ladies. They seem to be migrants, per what they're saying, but let's just watch and listen. So here they're saying that it's hard to get a job. And Isabel is saying, I have a friend that is working, but she maybe gets 3 days of work and that's about it. And then Isabel says, yes, my friend is working as a cleaning lady, but she has to pay an agency to get hired. And one of the girls is saying, I'm working for a company. And she says, that's good. I'm happy for you. Then Isabel says, they've been calling me to go to another state to work. But I'm waiting because on the 16th, I'm going to get my other court date. Or it is my court date on the 16th. And I have to be careful. I don't want to just leave without missing that appointment, because then, you know, big trouble. So then another friend of hers joins the live stream, and she's just giving her a greeting. So apparently it's two girls and a guy on this one right here. And Isabel says that she told the other person to please wait for me until the 16th so I can finalize my court appearance with immigration, it seems, and then I can go ahead. I spoke to my social worker today, she says, and I told them that I will leave New York City. And then the comment section is calling her out, and she's just insulting them. That's what she does. Then this one that she calls herself the little bear, tiny bear, She says, yes, I have a deportation order because I had an accident in Washington, and then because of that, I couldn't go to my court appearance in New York, and I missed my court date. And then Isabel is in shock. She says, well, I don't know, where were you supposed to go, in New York? And then the little bear says, no, not New York, in Washington. So she corrected herself. Well, here in New York, the judge told us, all of us that were new here, that the only way we could miss a court date is if we had a medical excuse. Then the little bear says, the thing is, when I went to New York, I left the medical papers in Washington and they threw them away. So Isabel is in shock. She says, just pray to God and, go to work, from there go home and relax. Don't make too much noise. If you see my uncles, the police officers are my uncles, Isabel says. If you see them, just pass by and tell them that you're my friend. And she laughs. And she's like, wow, I can't believe it. Last year, she says, I lost an immigration date. That was last year. And when I go to the shelter, to the office of the shelter where I was at the time, I asked them for a Metro card. And I took my immigration documents and everything. I have everything. And one of the supervisors from the shelter tells me, what are you looking for? And I said, I just want a Metro card so I can go to my immigration appointment. Tomorrow, I have an appointment. I thought it was a court date. And the guy looks at the paper and he says, Isabel, your appointment was for today. And she was like, what? My vision was failing me. I was in shock. I was like, maggot. My appointment was for today? And then I looked for an attorney. There's an attorney here by Roosevelt Avenue. And she was recommended. God put her in front of me. And she looked at my case and asked me, what's your problem? And I told her that I missed an appointment. And I showed her my documents. And she was like, what is this? The lawyer said, you don't have an order of deportation. And I was like, what do you mean? No, the appointment you missed was an appointment with ICE. That has nothing to do with anything, the attorney told her. And I was like, what? Yes, that damn assistant. I was going nuts. So Tiny Bear tells her, wow, the people in the shelter were giving you the wrong information. And Isabel's like, yeah, that damn assistant was driving me crazy. I was getting sick. My God, I was just lost. So the attorney was assisting. And then the little bear is telling her, you have all the right to, to be upset because you thought it was a big problem. And Isabel says, yes, that bee, she looked at me and gave me that look and said, you have like an order of deportation. And I was like, what? And what do? The people in the shelter, they listened to this, and instead of helping me, they basically stabbed me in the back. So then the ladies are telling her, well, that's because people are racist. Yeah, people are racist. And that's why they don't want you to do good. So then Isabel says, eventually I found a Guatemalan guy, and he was so nice, and he took me to the lawyer. And he told me, don't worry, you won't get deported, you'll appeal. And turns out it was not a deportation at all. It was not a letter of deportation. It was an appointment with ICE. You see, there are certain officials that just check on you and then you get to go ahead and move on. Then the other one that's on the live stream says, I missed the fingerprint appointment. And I'm a little bit concerned about that. And then Isabel says, but my son, the same thing happened to my son. He has 17 years old, and the older one too, the Migrant CEO, remember? Then the girl in the live stream says, well, I am underage. My case is different because I'm 17, and when I got here, I entered the country as a minor. I'm trying to reschedule and do the appointment and get it done, but I've been unable to. And then the tiny bear person there with, that's her username. The tiny bear says, me too. I came alone here. And when I got here, first I was told to go to Randall's Island to apply and get my papers. So I got there, and when I went to get the asylum appointment, I was told, no, you can't go because you have an order of deportation. And that's when I stepped back and I didn't do anything. And then Flabella, that's the other one that's on top of the little bear, says, I was told to seek the juvenile visa. You've heard about this before. And then little bear says, that's the one that I tried to get for the juvenile visa, but I couldn't. So far, these migrants know all the loopholes. They're trying to use them in order to stay. And Isabel just said that it seems that her son missed his fingerprinting appointment, just like her daughter, the migrant CEO, again, per her own statements. So Isabel is saying, yeah, be careful, because if you show up, they'll throw you in Mexico. Then the little bear says, I would actually prefer for them to send me back to Venezuela, but not Mexico. And then Isabel says, nope, they'll send you to Mexico. But listen to me, where are your mothers? Your moms are not here? And they say no. Flabella says, my mom is in Venezuela, and I came here. I'm living with my boyfriend, but I came alone. Then here Isabel says something very important. She says, well, my son had a similar experience. He turned himself in first before I did. So she's telling us that her son also crossed the border illegally. And then she says that her oldest daughter, Katiuska, right, the migrant CEO, she turned herself in first. So the order was the migrant CEO crossed the border illegally, then the brother crossed the border illegally, and then Isabel crossed the border illegally. Isabel says, my son, he thought that my oldest daughter, the migrant CEO, was going to receive us. But no, that didn't happen. They detained him for about a month. And so Flabella is saying, I was in the shelter for like 2 months, but I was going nuts. I wanted to get out of there. And then Isabel says, I came here 2 days after my son passed by because we were trying to get him out of there so that my oldest daughter could take him, the migrant CEO. It was a whole process with papers and stuff. Well, yeah, the papers were like letters and signatures. I went through a similar thing, Flabella says, because no other family member took me in except for the wife of my uncle. Isabel says, well, every case is different. My son, who was 17 years old, today, he has 2 years here in the country, and he has no court date. Still, to this date. I've been trying to do everything with him, everything to get his stuff in order. And people tell me, nope, don't you worry. Meaning people apparently, like officials, are telling her, don't worry, your son doesn't have any court appearances just yet. And supposedly they tell Isabel, that's actually a good thing. That's a benefit for him that he doesn't have any court appearances just yet. Then Flabella says, I have a court appearance, but is in 2026. Then Isabel says, yeah, that's ICE. That's ICE. Then Tiny Bear says, I turned myself in on December 10th, and then by December 12th, I was out already. It's unclear which year, but she's just telling us that within 2 days, she was let go. Flabella says, I was there for about 2 months, so for her was a little bit different. So Isabel is saying again that she was trying to get her son's situation in order because he missed that appointment, but that he has his social and he's under TPS. So here Isabel tells us once again that she spoke to an official in New York City. She didn't give us any other information about that, but she was concerned about her son not having any immigration appointment. And he told her, be happy about it. That's a benefit. That means he's doing okay. Then Isabel says, my son right now, he's studying and working in an academy in the Bronx. And yeah, he's doing okay over there. So then Little Bear and Flabella both admit that they turned themselves in. Again, they crossed the border illegally, per their own statements. So Tiny Bear says that she received the order of deportation back in July, apparently. And she's been waiting to see if she received anything else. And she even thought of showing up to the immigration offices to see how she can work something out. And then we have Gabby that just joined the live stream and tells her, don't, because if you do show up, they'll put the shackles on you. Then Gabby says, what you have to do is dig a hole and hide. And Isabel says, yes, that's exactly what you have to do. Like I told you, from work to home and vice versa. Gabby says, don't buy a car, don't buy anything, because Uncle Sam knows everything here. And Tiny Bear says, okay, she's saying that maybe there's a chance they'll let me stay because I came as a minor, but just recently I turned 21 years old, so maybe they'll just catch me. I don't know, but I'm scared. And both Isabel and Gabby are telling her, well, do some research, try to talk to an immigration attorney. Gabby says, look, I've been here for about 6 years. You should go to an attorney, tell them what happened to you in Washington, and tell them about your medical situation, and believe me, they'll take care of everything for you. Isabel says, yes, do that. And Isabel is pretty much encouraging her to do that. And then Gabby says, look, Isabel, here they know everything. Even if you break your nail, I know because I came through the river, she says, and I have experience on this topic. And my court just came in about 2 weeks ago. Imagine that. Then Isabel says, so that means the immigration judge has access to your medical records and everything? And Gabby says, yes. I was diagnosed with cancer, and the judge knew everything about it. She asked me about my surgery, about my cancer situation, and I was like, well, I'm doing good now. Everything is going well. And Isabel is saying, but did you give your medical records to the doctor? And Gabby says, no, they knew it all. And Isabel is in shock. So Gabby says, because there's the attorney, the government's attorney, and also the judge that's handling your case. They know everything about you. Everything. And Isabel is like in shock. So this is good because now Isabel knows that all of her videos may show up in court. Then here Isabel is telling them about her first court appearance, where she spoke to a judge about her case and her small 7-year-old that she brought with her. So they were asking her questions and she told them about her medical situation. I am in the process of doing surgery. She said, obviously I am not going to have surgery, but because I don't want people to cut my back, she says. But Gabby says, let me tell you something. You should let them do surgery on you here, because here, the science, let me tell you, no other doctor will help you the way an American doctor would do it here. And then Isabel says, I'm scared. But Gabby says, no, let them help you. So Gabby's encouraging Isabel to do the surgery here in the US on the taxpayer's dime. So Isabel continues and she says, that's when I told them that I was a single mother, that I had a hernia and a deviated spine. So I wasn't doing good. But anyway, my attorney told me that for my second court appearance, I would be okay. I am not going to need an attorney for that one. Gabby says it's because you told them, right, about your situation. And Isabel says, of course, you know, my health is something that I do not play around with. That's why I'm telling you, Isabel says. On the 16th, I have an appointment and I have my entire medical history there, a lot of documents. And Gabby says, bring everything with you. Take everything with you. So then Gabby continues to advise Isabel and tells her to bring the documentation of your kid that's going to school, like all of his school documents, because that would help you a lot in your case. They'll be able to see that you're not working right now, but you're being very responsible with your child. Then Isabel says, and you know what else I'm going to ask for? Because right now my son is having some issues with his ears. You see, he's at risk of being deaf. He's having a hard time hearing. But on the 10th, he has an appointment with a specialist. So I'll be asking for those medical records as soon as possible. Because you know what I mean, right? Then Gabby says, yes, make sure to give that information to the judge. Give them everything you have. So then Gabby says that she's doing well in Chicago and that she's married to an American citizen and everything is working out for her. Due to her marriage to an American citizen, Gabby was able to get her asylum case dismissed. Then Isabel says that on January 1st, she will be going to California because she has a man over there and they're giggling about it. So Gabby's telling her to be careful because California is very expensive. And that's when Isabel is explaining to them the reason why she's going over there to California is because this is someone that she had a relationship with back in Mexico. And they get into all of those details that we could care less about. Then Gabby shares more information about her case, saying that she'll be getting her citizenship at some point because of her marriage. And that's about it for that live stream. Now, what do you guys think? We have Isabel here that pretty much told us the reasons why she's looking to stay. Did you hear anything about her asylum case? Because I didn't. There's nothing about the government going after her for any reason whatsoever, other than she's seeking a better economic lifestyle, which does not give you an asylum case. Furthermore, you have the other couple of border crossers. One of them has an order of deportation. And what do the other ladies tell her to do? Hide. Just hide and get an attorney. Wow. What an amazing advice. Do you see what I mean now? This is exactly why President Trump needs to remove the communist government from Venezuela. Because if he does that, all of these individuals that are seeking fake asylum cases will have to go back almost immediately. There's just no more excuses. They first come seeking asylum, and now Isabel is saying, well, I'm sick. I have a deviated bone, my spine, this, whatever. And she's saying that her child is not doing well. And what is going on, guys? Then she's twerking on social media. I mean, we're just a bunch of idiots over here. Let's go into the next live stream. So here Isabel is upset because the comment section is trolling her, and now this is January. It seems that she never went to California, or maybe she did, but as far as we know, she's still living in New York City. Now you notice right there, the Migrant CEO is her guest for this live stream, at least for a good part of it. Then Isabel says, yes, my daughter is an American citizen. Yeah, right, I wish. But my daughter, well, I kicked her out of my house. I kicked her out because she's a freeloader, just like all of you. Yes. So please. Yes, I kicked her out. She's a freeloader. She didn't want to work. What the hell? Nope. That's not how it is. What the hell? I'm sending greetings to everyone. This is how I am. I'm a thug. I'm a lowlife, whatever you want. But I'm an original, you dog and beast. That's how I am. I'm a hypocrite, but just with myself, not with other people. Okay? And send me gifts. If you don't send me gifts, I won't give you any story times about my life. Okay? Send me gifts. Don't be cheap. Damn it. WTF. I am unemployed right now. And she laughs. I love this live stream because I'm speaking with a bunch of beasts, stupid people, lowlifes that don't have the opportunity I have in this country. All of you guys are in debt. All of you guys are broke. You're debt. You're in debt. You have more years than me in this country, and your debt is up to here. You go to sleep without eating to pay a stupid rent that may be costing you, what, $700? Because you're a bunch of freeloaders, she says. And then you talk trash about me because I live in a shelter. So then talk about all of the families that are here too. You get me? You pay rent and you suffer more than I do. What's your take about that? You're the first ones that talk bad about migrants. All of those that are watching, get off my live and my videos. Get off. Get out. Leave. Old dogs. This is ridiculous. WTF. Just get out. Get out. I'm going to tell you something. If you are looking for my tongue, you'll get it. That's how it is. Someone asked her, from which puddle did you come from? And she says, from the puddle of your mother's you know what. Okay? From the puddle of your mother's you know what. Your mother's a bee. I don't have any debt, unlike you. You're full of debt. You, let me tell you something. You're so trashy that talk smash that you don't even have anyone to give you food. Unlike me, I thank God that I have a beautiful daughter that at least remembers me and gives me some food. But you, not even the devil And she laughs. Not even the devil looks after you. At least my daughter watches over me, and a lot of people here too that are paying attention to me. Then here she says, and those Americans that talk about us, well, that gives us more strength because we are good. There's more good people than bad people. I'm being honest. I don't have a job right now. But I thank God because this free time I have available right now, I use it to take care of my little one. I take care of his clothing, everything for him. And that's how I spend my time. Here she says, I had 2 court appearances already for immigration. And you know what? For the third one, they told me, Mileidy Isabel Garcia, for the next appearance on February 17th, 2026, you have to be present. And if you don't come with an attorney, this is what the judge told me. So apparently she went to her second court appearance, and now she's telling us this is what the judge told her. So she told me, if you don't come with an attorney in 2026, you have to basically defend yourself and present the case yourself. And I said, yes, ma'am. You know why? You know why, people? You know who's my attorney? Jesus Christ is my attorney. Jesus Christ is my attorney, she says. Jesus Christ is my attorney. A lot of people that are attacking me without understanding my process. You don't know what God has in store for me. Jesus Christ is my attorney. I am not going to pay $5,000 or $10,000 to a disgraced attorney that will steal my money and take my money when it's something that I need, when it's an amount that I need to buy a house in Venezuela. So listen to me. I prefer to fight the case myself, and I'll take the risk in the name of Jesus Christ. I'll go to court alone, and I'll do it because I'm Venezuelan. I'm Venezuelan. I don't care about anything else. Wow. So we got more information now on Isabel, that she's looking to buy a house in Venezuela. This is truly unbelievable how these migrants just mock the immigration system along with their friends. And nothing happens, guys. Absolutely nothing happens, at least for now. We're waiting for President Trump to come and take action. All of these videos will be sent to Mr. Tom Homan and the new administration. Here's where she is talking about yours truly and the Vega Axis channel. And she says, I don't care that he's talking smash about me, my daughter, my family. I just want to be good with God. You don't know that. I don't care if an American talks bad about me or if everybody gossips. You see? He's making that content because he wants to get a lot of followers, a lot of views. But I don't care about that crap. I don't care. You think if I die, I would care? He should look for God too. You see? He should be good with God. I don't care. Let him report me and take me to his house so I can do you know what to him. Let him take me to his house and we can make love. Of course, I don't care if a guy's talking smash about me. People have done it. I just say the truth. If a guy's talking smash, I'll give him my address so that he can do you know what to me. And she's obviously being obscene. You remember from the intro. And that's what I'm telling you, people. All I care is to be right with God and have my good record here in the country and do my court appearances. I don't care what people say or that MFer say about me and my family. Well, guys, all of these judges, immigration officials, and the new Trump administration has to truly investigate these individuals that came under the Joe Biden administration and crossed the border illegally, or even used the CBP-1 scam app. The whole thing is a disaster, and it needs to end. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, and share the videos with everyone you know. Thank you for watching, and the shoutouts for my amazing supporters that go the extra mile are down below. You're truly appreciated. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time.